Hello friends, in this video we will learn about the different modeling techniques to create a part model in CATIA V5. The techniques which we will discuss here today are irrespective of any software. The main purpose of teaching you these techniques is to make you know how to create a part in a short span of time. Now, in an industry, when we are working, then it's very important to complete the tasks in a specified interval of time, that is, in a deadline. So, while working on the software, we must be aware of the techniques which helps us to create a model faster. Again, in creating the 3D model of any part or assembly in any CAD tool, the first important input which we require is the drawing of the part or respective assembly. Again, the drawings are of two types. First one, the machine drawing. As we can see here in the slide, that by interpreting the two views of this particular job, we can, for example, create the isometric view, or we can create the 3D model from this particular drawing. But we cannot manufacture this job. The reason is that here the information is given in terms of dimensions only, but there is no mention of dimension tolerances, geometrical tolerances, surface finish symbols which are necessary for the purpose of point of production. This is a production drawing which, apart from the views, have all the necessary information related to production, like geometrical tolerance symbols, dimension tolerance symbols. So again, for example, let us say we have to draw this particular profile. So here the dimension is mentioned as 575 plus minus 0.5. Here 75 is the base dimension and 0.5 is the allowable deviation or the dimension tolerance prescribed at the time of manufacturing. While creating a 3D model from any production drawing also, we must keep in mind that we have to follow the base dimension. So, for example, if we have to draw the circular profile of this particular cross section, then we have to follow this 75 dimension and we have to forget this plus minus 0.5 because this will be needed at the time of production and not for the modeling purpose. So the part which we have to design here is this. This is a simple block. Now again, to create the 3D model, the interpretation of the drawing is very important. Now here we have been given three views. Let us say I as the observer is seeing from this side. So here this will become the front view. So this is front view. Here this is left side view, view from this side, and this is the top view. Again, the representation of the views is being done in first angle projection method. To start with, we will start with this front view. Now always remember that to start the model, always select that view from which you can create the maximum features of the outer portion. As we know that while creating any part, we have to follow the 80-20 approach. meaning first we have to design the outer 80% of the part and then the interior features that consist of 20% of the total part. Now here, to start with, we will first create this outer profile and then we will provide it a depth of 120 mm in order to convert that sketch into a 3D entity. Also, the view in which we create the sketch, how much that has to be extruded, revolved, or how much depth it has to be provided. We have to see it from the opposite view. So let us start with the modeling. So again, first of all, I will select the appropriate environment. So here I have to create a part, so I will select part design. Here I will provide the name to the file, block. OK. Now I will create the first sketch on the front plane. Sketch. Now, as we can see from the drawing, the outer is basically a linear profile. So for drawing this particular profile, we can go by two ways. For example, if we have to draw a line, then we can just go here, select the line tool, and then one by one we can click and draw the entity. But this is little bit time consuming. So in order to draw the profile faster, instead of line, I can choose the profile option here. So this helps me to create the continuous segments of line in a little bit faster manner. So first I will create the just a rough profile. Now again, this is a freehand profile. We have to constrain it, we have to provide it the proper parameters in terms of shape and dimensions as prescribed in the drawing. Now first, to start with, first we will provide the dimensions given in the drawing. So here we have constraint toolbar. In that we will select the option constraint for giving the dimensions, and then we will place the dimensions as given in the drawing. It is not necessary that we should follow the same scheme of placing the dimensions as given in the drawing, but if we are following the steps as given in the drawing, then it becomes for an evaluator to quickly check the drawing. Now we have placed all the dimensions. Now how we will know that this sketch is fully constrained? In CATIA, a fully constrained sketch is represented in a complete green display, whereas an under constrained sketch where the constraints are missing or constraints are not present are represented in a white display. So here we have some white entities displaying here, which is showing that our sketch is under constraint. Now here, what is missing? For example, let us say if I drag this line, so I can see here that this line is getting dragged in a random direction towards the right. The reason is that the software is not able to understand the distance of this line from this particular axis and this line from this particular axis. In order to resolve this condition, we can make these two lines symmetric with respect to this axis. So for doing it, just by pressing the control button, we have to select the two lines which has to be maintained symmetric, and then we will select the respective axis. Here again I will go to geometrical constraints and I will select the option of symmetry. Now as we can see here, the two lines are green. If I now want to drag this line, this will not get moved because now this is restricted by symmetric condition. Symmetric condition means distance of this line from this axis and this line from this axis are same. So we have total distance defined. So these two distances are now automatically defined. Again, we have to constrain these two lines in a symmetric relation with respect to the central axis, and finally the outer two lines with respect to the central axis. Now we can see the sketch is getting displayed in a complete green color. So now our sketch is fully constrained. Now only thing we have to do is to edit the dimensions to the required value. Again, for editing a dimension, one method is that we can double click by left mouse button on any dimension and edit one by one dimension, or a faster way to edit dimension is edit multi constraints. Just click here. Here all the list of the dimensions which are present in our sketch is displayed. We can one by one input the required value. So this is 30, this is 50, this is 100, 50, 30, 240. Preview, and when I will click on OK, then the changes are getting place. Now I will exit the sketch. Again, in order to provide it a depth, and that too a linear depth, we have the option of pad, that is extrude command. It pulls the sketch up to a linear depth. So here the depth is mentioned in the drawing as 120. Again, if I look at the drawing, the depth of 120 is added from the center equally on both the sides. Now for example, let us say if I don't maintain the centric condition, let us say I only give a value of 120. Now the material will be added by default to the front side of the sketch, one sided only. Then OK. We can also go by this approach, but for example, if I want to add the material equally on both the sides, then here we have to pick this option, that is mirrored extent. Now in mirrored extent, 120 120 equal amount of material will be added to the both sides of the sketch, but we have to maintain a total of 120 mm material. So here I will take total 60 mm. Then preview, OK. So we can go by either method in this particular model. Next we will create the slots, these two slots of dimension 40 by 40. Again I will go to sketch. For sketching these two slots, I can select either this face or this face, any face we can take. So I will draw a rectangle. Now, as per the drawing, the edge of this particular rectangle should lie on this edge. So we will make these two edges coincidence. We have to select the two edges by pressing Control button, and again this sketch should lie in the center of this particular face. So for that we will make these two edges symmetric with respect to the central axis. And finally I will provide the dimensions 40 by 40. So this is 40, 40. Again the same sketch has to be drawn on the opposite side. So instead of recreating it, I will just mirror it. I will just drag and select the sketch, go to the mirror option, and for mirror we have to select the axis. So I will select the horizontal axis. So now we are done with the two sketches. Exit. Now we have to create a cut. For that we will take the option of pocket. Now the cut has to be maintained till the end. So the total height is 30 mm. So we will input 30 mm. Now for example, let us say after my part is completed, at some later point of time my design requirement gets changed, and here in the sketch, now let us say I have to maintain this dimension as 40 mm. Now if I edit this length to 40 mm, and when the model gets updated, here I can see the sketch is still maintained at 30 mm. Now for example, this height is getting modified multiple number of times. Then we have to re-edit and adjust this depth every time. I don't want to do this. I want that this depth should be maintained till the end, even if the height gets modified. So for that what I can do, I will just undo by pressing Ctrl Z. In pocket, instead of using the dimension option, I will use the option of up to last. With this condition, the software will always maintain the cut till the last surface of the part without considering any modification being made in the design. Meaning, even if the height gets modified, then the cut will be maintained till the end. For example, if I go to sketch 1, again I re-edit the height to 40 mm, exit. Now we can see the cut is still maintaining the last surface. So in this manner, the use of different option makes the approach different. Finally, we have to create the side cut. So again I will go to sketch. For creating a sketch, always remember you can only select a linear face or a plane, but you cannot select a curvy linear surface or a cylindrical surface. So in that conditions where we have to sketch on curvy linear or cylindrical surfaces, we have to create offset planes for doing so. So again I will make coincidence these two edges, and next I will select these two edges to make it symmetric with respect to center axis. And finally the dimensions 70, 30. Exit. Pocket. up to last. Okay, so now I have completed my model. So for creating this model, as we can see in the specification tree, we have got three features: pad 1, pocket 1, pocket 2. In the next part, we will create the same model but with a different technique, and in that technique we can create the model with a faster rate as compared to this technique.